commercial and make short movies. Her dream is to be a Hollywood film producer. She's also a foodie and a pretty nice restaurant critic. So when you see her videos, get with it. She's from the South, so check her out. Quori's goal is to stack her money so she can visit many countries. Quori is that girl that travels the world. You gotta love Quori, you gotta love her story. Hey there. Yeah.
Can y'all see me? There we go. Hi. Greetings, my Earthlings. Welcome back to my channel. What it do? All right, so we got Lala, Anthony, Stash, Kissfromjay. What it do? Thank y'all for tuning in to this Monday movie night. And if you could tell, we are talking about the movie Django. This is like one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies, so I definitely want to get into that. Y'all already know how I do. First things first, we got to talk about the director of this movie. I'm gonna just jump straight into it because we already 3 minutes in and it's time to rock and roll. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Q baby. Y'all done gave me a new name, child. I ain't Quori no more. I'm Q baby. Well, what's going on, Stash? What's going on? Okay, we can see. Okay, cool. Okay, let's get into it. So, if you have not seen the movie Django Unchained, spoiler alert, but this is a very great movie, by the way. So, I'm gonna give a whole little synopsis of this movie first and foremost. I'm gonna give my own little breakdown, but before I do, I want to talk about the director and the writer of this movie. His name is Quentin Tarantino, which I don't have no picture of him. I said I was going to start using a picture of like the people and stuff, but if y'all don't know who Quentin Tarantino is, he's made movies like Kill Bill, Volume 1 and 2. He's also made the movie From Dusk to Dawn. That's a vampire movie, Jay. So I think you would like From Dusk to Dawn. It's a vampire movie. Which a lot of people was comparing Sinners to. So when we was talking about that, a lot of people was comparing Sinners to that movie. So he also made the Hateful Eight. He's done Pulp Fiction. He's done a lot of good movies. His style of directing is very different. One thing about Quentin Tarantino, you're going to notice in every movie, and I should have had a different background, y'all. I need to do me a different background. Every movie has like bloodshed and all kind of stuff. Like he is like one of those people. If you are very like squeamish, you're not gonna care for you're not gonna like all the blood and stuff like that. So he's one of those people. He's very like action packed. He also incorporates comedy into most of his stuff. Weird fun fact about Quentin Tarantino is he likes feet. So I don't know if y'all know anything, but he has a foot fetish. This came out of his own mouth. He says he has a foot fetish. So any movie that you see of Quentin Tarantino, there is going to be a part that he adds the woman's foot, or it might even be a man's foot too, but most of the time he makes sure he captures the woman's feet in the movie. I know that sounds super weird, but if you even go back to Kill Bill was amazing. Yes, Kill Bill was such a good movie. So I don't know if you remember the part when Thurman, when she's in the back of the truck, and remember her legs are paralyzed because we talking about Kill Bill right now, but her legs was paralyzed. She was paralyzed from the waist down, and it was a scene of her trying to get the feeling back into her toes, and so she's trying to use her brain, because what we don't realize a lot of the time, the way we operate and move our body is our brain. Our brain controls literally everything. So she's trying to get her brain to kind of like focus in, and she's like, wiggle your big toe. Do y'all remember that scene from Kill Bill? But it zooms in on her feet. Like, he has a foot fetish. And then from Dusk Till Dawn, I forgot the name of the actor, but the daughter, when she gets out of the shower, he makes sure he zooms in on her feet. So Quentin Tarantino has openly admitted that he has a foot fetish. So in any part of his movie, he's going to make sure he incorporates the woman's feet. I can't really remember in this movie Django where they incorporated feet at, but it's in there somewhere. So that's a little fun fact about Django. What's going on, Danielle? What's going on, Lala? So that is my little tidbit on the director and his little weird fetish. But at the same time, he's such a good director, and the way that he just does his movies are like amazing, my personal opinion. So let's go ahead and get straight into this movie. Django Unchained is what I would personally consider a Black Western movie. We don't have too many Black Western movies. So it's like a Black Western movie / love story / if you will, like an old slavery movie. It's not really like 100% like one of those old slavery movies like that. However, it does touch on a lot of the things and aspects that happen during that particular time. And I took me some notes because y'all know me, I'm such a person that loves timepieces. So I love when a movie is centered around a certain time. So this movie took place in 1858, right before the war. 1858. So imagine during that particular time during slavery, how it was, like, just freaking crazy, right? So let me see. I see y'all up in the chat. BD, what's going on, my brother? Oh, coach, thank y'all for stopping by. So if y'all missed it, I talked about Quentin Tarantino. I gave a little bit of his history and how he has a foot fetish. So I like to talk about the I like to talk about the director and give a little history of him first before I get into the movie. But yes. So if y'all missed that part, make sure y'all catch the playback. Actually, by the way, let me see if I can change up my background really quick, because I don't think I can. Maybe I can, or maybe I can't. Nah, I can't do it. I thought I could do it from here. Maybe I can, but I don't want to mess with it. The background is kind of washing me out because it's white. So I should have got a different background. But anyway, as long as y'all can see me and hear me, that's all good. That's all good. So, like I said, the movie took place in 1858 before the war. And let's get into overall what this movie is about. So it's a Black country Western movie centered around slavery. And it's also a love story. It's like one of my favorite love stories. And I know y'all probably thinking like, love story. Yes, because we had the beautiful Kerry Washington. Let me see if I can bring her on the screen, who plays his love interest. I'm gonna try to bring her up really quick. She played y'all see her? Kerry Washington is so pretty, y'all. She played his love interest, y'all. She was so pretty. And one thing about Kerry Washington, her as an actor, she's an Aquarius, by the way. She is an Aquarius, and she can act her butt off. I don't know if she got her just due in this movie like that. She can really act, and I don't think that any of the actors in this movie, you have Samuel Jackson, he played the role that he played. When I tell you the intent, the scene between him and Broomhilda is Kerry Washington's character. The scene between them two was so super duper intense when he found out that she knows. It would be this scene. I don't know if y'all remember this scene. If anyone who has watched Django, when he caught on to the fact that she knew Django and that there was a you know, there was something going on in between those two. That scene was hella intense. But yeah, these were some heavy hitters in this movie. You had, of course, the infamous Leonardo DiCaprio. We kind of slightly talked about him a little bit in the movie Shutter Island 2 weeks ago when we reviewed that movie. And then, of course, Jamie Foxx. This is Jamie Foxx, you guys. Like, when I say they all did an amazing job. Quentin Tarantino is also in this movie. He adds himself in the movie. He has a slight role in this movie as well. I honestly don't think I got any shots of this guy, King Schultz. I forgot the actor's real name, but he did an amazing job as well in this movie. There was a lot of heavy hitters in this movie, and I don't think they got their just due. This, like, no one, I don't think anyone was nominated for this movie. I think they was really hating on this movie, Django. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Was they hating or was they not? Lala says, I love Samuel and everything, but Snakes on a Plane. Y'all want to know something? I never seen the movie Snakes on a Plane. Never seen a movie Snakes on a Plane. Let's see. Quori, you are already doing a good job. I like the photos, the photo change. Yeah, I think that this adds a unique touch just so it can give you a visual. If you just keep watching my face, you'll easily get bored. Let's see. Quentin says only feet. Yes, Quentin Tarantino, he does this weird thing where he will zoom in on the character's feet. So he has feet somewhere in every freaking movie. He has a foot fetish. He has openly admitted this. Coach Mean Reen is up in the house. I'm cooking something. Okay, not a problem, Coach. I appreciate you being here regardless. Thank y'all so much. But yeah, so anyway, let's go ahead and get straight into this movie. I kind of gave you guys basically an overall, you know, an overall synopsis of not the movie yet, but I kind of just, you know, told you guys, you know, some of the characters that's in this movie. Now, let's get into the beginning. I want to kind of talk about it. When Django is in the chain gang, y'all, he is in the chain gang. This is Django. So they are walking. You see them in the beginning. They have their bare feet out. I guess that would be Quentin Tarantino's part of showing feet. I guess he's showing the guy's feet. And King Schultz would be this guy here, the guy in the gray. This is Big Daddy on on Big Daddy's plantation. We'll talk about him a little bit later because the scene when they get to Big Daddy's plantation is hilarious. So you have King Schultz. He is the one who is basically on this quest. He is a German bounty hunter, you guys. He's a German bounty hunter, and he is on the quest to find the Brittle brothers. So the Brittle brothers, I don't think I got any video or any photos of them, but the Brittle brothers ends up being on this plantation, you guys. And he takes or finds Django in the chain gang when he is with the Speck brothers. So this is the Speck brothers, you guys. This is the Speck brothers. So this is like a little distorted shot of them, but this is the Speck brothers. They're in the chain gang, and I guess they're traveling. Now, I don't know where they were traveling to, but they basically had the guys chained up. Y'all know how they did slaves back in the day, like really treated us very badly back then. So they're chained up. They're heading to wherever they're heading to, and you have my guy, King Schultz, who, if you can kind of see him, it's a little distorted video or a distorted shot of him on this like carriage, this little carriage, and you can see a little tooth at the top. He was posing as a tooth fairy. And I wonder why that he decided not a tooth fairy, a dentist. I said a tooth fairy. Lord Jesus, a dentist. I don't know why he decided to change it. Oh, I'm sorry, Anthony. Yeah, part of the chain gang. They show the guys in shackles. You know how they used to do the slaves back in the day. But anyway, they are heading to, I guess, a different spot to relocate. And you have King Schultz, who is a German bounty hunter. He's on the look for the Brittle brothers. He runs into the Speck brothers, who's taking the chain gang to wherever they're taking them to. He comes to them with a proposition like, hey, I'm looking for Django. He's looking for Django because Django, which is played by Jamie Foxx's character. Let me bring Django back up here on the screen so y'all can see. We have Django. Wait, where my guy at? There we go. You have him. This is Django. He comes to collect Django, let him know, like, hey, I'm here to get him. And he also does like this fair trade. Like, I'm here to purchase Django. I want to purchase your slave. Here's a better picture of the Brittle brothers. I'm sorry, of the Speck brothers. This is the Speck brothers. And he said, I'm willing to purchase the slave from you. I need him because I'm a bounty hunter. And there is a bounty on the Brittle brothers' head. And I need him to identify the Brittle brothers because the Brittle brothers was Django's old slave owners. Was his old former slave owner. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. Okay, y'all, just Tooth Fairy. Yeah, I didn't mean to say Tooth Fairy. I meant to say he was posing as a dentist. I don't know why Tooth Fairy just popped in my head because I was looking at that big tooth on the carriage that he was on. But who clone Tyrone? Yeah, basically, right? I'll be more than happy to if you want to put that down. Matter of fact, Lala, while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and write that one down. I'm gonna write down who cloned Tyrone. That'll be a good one to review next. That, and I have Vampire in Brooklyn. So I'm gonna make sure I put that down for anyone who's seen Who Cloned Tyrone. That was a good one too, starring Jamie Foxx as well. And then Vampire in Brooklyn, that's still on my list. Shout out to Danielle who recommended that movie. Vampire in Brooklyn. So I'm writing this down, y'all, because we're gonna review us some Black classics, all right. So he's letting the Brittle brothers know, like, hey, let me get Django off y'all hands. I'll do a fair trade. I will even purchase him. They asking questions. They're a little suspicious. You know how guys are back then, especially how racist guys was, and the questions that King Schultz was asking. They're a little curious. Like, why are you so interested in Django? What is so about him? And they talking mess too. So one of the brothers decides to pull out his firearm, and King Schultz is 10 steps ahead. He pulls out his and he shoots one of the brothers, and that's that. The other brother is like, hey, like what's up? And he ends up shooting the other brother's horse. When he shot the horse fell on top of one of the Speck brothers. So imagine a heavy horse falling on top of you, crushing your legs. That's basically what happens in this scene. He let them know, hey, I came to you guys very civil, but you guys, y'all wanting to get all rowdy and stuff with me, so I had to do what I had to do because I'm on a hunt, I'm on a quest because I got to find the Brittle brothers because there is a bounty and I am a bounty hunter. Let's see here. Anthony says, Quori already has me laughing too. Here you go. All right. Lala says she's cooking as well. Linton soup. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds delicious. All right. I appreciate y'all for listening to me while you guys are cooking and doing y'all daily tasks for the night. So after he shoots the horse and the horse lands on one of the Speck brothers, he's talking his junk at the same time. His legs are crushed by a heavy horse. And like I said before, King Schultz is here to do a job. He's doing his job. He's like, hey, I tried to tell you, I came here civil. I just want to pay for Django and I want to dip. He talking his mess. He like, hey, no, you can't do X, Y, and Z. So did the horse die? So, yeah. Yeah, basically he did. He went bye-bye. He went bye-bye. So after that happens, he's like, hey, I'm just going to grab the key so I can unlock or unchain, if you will. I can unchain Django. And again, Django is played by Jamie Foxx. So he unlocks him, uncuffs him. And the other slaves, he left them cuffed up, but I think he threw them the key. And he let them know, like, hey, y'all can do what y'all want to do. I'm just here to take Django. This is y'all old, this is y'all slave owner right here. Do what you will. There's a gun right there. You can, put him out of his misery if you want to, but I'm finna take Django and we finna dip. So he's like, the slave owners, they're looking like, well, all right, shoot. Okay, well, we finna do what we finna do. You know what I'm saying? And what I did like about this scene, I'm one of those people. I'm it's like an eye for an eye type of person. Django hops on the extra horse that was there so he can follow King Schultz. He hops on the horse, but I like how he stops for a second while he's on top of the horse, which I don't have any footage of. He stops for a second while he's on top of the horse and he looks back just to see what the other slaves are going to do. He just want to have that moment of gratification. He wants to have that moment where he gets to look and see what are they about to do. Like, are they about to do what I think they about to do? Let me see. The slaves took their clothes too. Yes, they sure did. And one thing I did like is when they took off if you could see this little thick little cloak that they got on, this is literally all they had the men on. And I can imagine this is depicted through a movie, but imagine how they were doing the men back in the day during the slavery times. Like, man, like, whoo, this is a lot to think about. Like men and women during slavery, just Black people went through an awful lot. So they basically had on no clothes. So I love how they throw the cloak off of them. And when they're walking with the limp, basically. They're walking with the limp because I like how he added that in there. Like he didn't want them to just walk all over there all normal. Their legs and hands have been cuffed and they've been walking. They're beaten, they're broken, they're bruised, they're sore. So they had like a little limp in their walk as they're walking towards one of the Speck brothers while he's on the ground. And they grabbed the gun and they put him out of his misery, basically. My bad, y'all. That was my alarm. They put him out of his misery. And you could see Django on top of the horse just staring like, wow, like that's my satisfaction. I've been basically captured and I'm a free man. You know, I'm not a slave. And this is the satisfaction for them having me chained up and everything. But I like that moment, how they honed in on that moment of him on that horse, just looking back like, wow, like this is my first time seeing the revenge, you know, before my very eyes. So I know he kind of honed in on that, like, wow. So anyway, that kind of starts up the journey of King Schultz and Django getting to know each other. And this is where they basically they come together and he lets them know, hey, let me do all the talking. I'm a bounty hunter. I'm gonna teach you how to be a bounty hunter. I'm gonna let you be the muscle, you know, but I'm gonna do all the talking, but also I'm gonna teach you a few things as well. I'm gonna teach you a few things so we can get, you know, look at this. Yeah, look like they teamed up, and I like how King Schultz treated him as an equal. He didn't, you know, treat him as like, hey, I'm the master. Although it was in a sense like I'm the teacher, I'm the master, and you're the student. It was more so like, hey, we're a team. We're here to be bounty hunters together, but let me teach you a few things. Let us, you know, ride off in the sunset. And so that's when Django makes this deal with him, and he lets him know like, hey, I would love to do this with you. And I think he mentions that, hey, me and my wife, which is played by Kerry Washington, my absolute fave Aquarius actor, her and my girl Oprah Winfrey, they are both just amazing, great actors. I don't think they get their just due. But so you have Kerry Washington, basically, which is his wife. His mind the whole time, he has a goal. He's going to do this whole bounty hunting thing with King Schultz, but he like, hey, my end goal is getting my wife back because I got separated from her. And turns out, you know, the Brittle brothers, they have a reputation for being like the most just worst plantation that you ever want to be on. You don't want to be a part of the Brittle brothers and a part of their plantation because they are dirty. You know, they do things crazy over here, right? So he lets them know, like, I got you. My goal is to get the Brittle brothers so I can get this money, you know, some bounty on their head. I'm finna come and do my job, but we need to help each other. We need to team up. And he lets them know one fun fact about his wife. His wife's name is Broomhilda. Broomhilda is a German name. And I think correct me if I'm wrong, anybody who's watched this movie, let me see, Terrible Story. Oh wow, what part was the terrible story? This movie here, Django. Danielle says terrible story. Let me see. The slaves took their clothes too. I got that. What's going on, Faith? Thank you so much. Here, Quori, while I juice. Cool. I appreciate everybody listening to me in the background while y'all doing y'all thing. But back to Broomhilda, which is his wife. She basically just slavery, the slavery part. Yeah, it really is. It's a lot. It's a lot. Coach, if you can hear me, let me know when you get that panel going, because you know I could talk days about Black history. I love that topic. Is just such a it's sad, but one thing about it, I love making sure I'm aware and knowledgeable of my history, and that's one thing I really get tapped into. But let me see here. Danielle says I am always reflective of slave recollections. Absolutely. Same in recounting. Yeah, in recountings. Absolutely. So Broomhilda, I believe it was her. What do you call those women back then? Was it her old slave owner or something? I forgot how she got the name Broomhilda, but she knows German. And the same person who knows German as well is King Schultz. So it works out perfect. Like, you know, he feels some type of connection, like, hey, I can help you. So they get together. The first town that they go to is, I want to say, I wrote down some notes, y'all. They visited is it Daughtery, Texas? So that's the first place they go. So you can see them in the town. They're walking through. He letting them know, like, hey, who's the mayor of this town? Who's over this town? Because I'm letting y'all know I'm a bounty hunter, and I come to collect. So I'm letting y'all know. Go tell whoever y'all want to tell. Get the mayor, get whoever. I'm letting y'all know right away. I'm finna come through and I'm finna collect. And we trying to find the Brittle brothers. Now, one crazy thing about it is you have Jamie Foxx, he's riding on this horse. And what did they call the horses back then? A neigh or may or something like that. When you see him riding on this horse, that was so taboo. You got to think back then, because if you see a Black man riding on a horse, that basically means this man has authority. And back then, Black men ain't have no authority over anything, not even their own families, because they were getting separated from them. So seeing a Black man on a horse riding around, that perks up the white man's like ears, like, hold on, what's going on? So again, you have Dr. or King Schultz, who is posing as a as I said before, a tooth fairy, but I meant to say a dentist. And we have Jamie Foxx, who's playing the character of Django, who is supposed to be like his assistant, if you will, or his what would you call it back then? I don't want to say assistant. He probably posed as his valet. I think that might be the thing. He posed as his valet. Like, hey, this is my person, you know. Let's see here. Lala speaks German. Ah, okay. Lala speaks how many languages? Ah, cool. That is so freaking cool, Lala. That is amazing. You're so well-rounded. So well-rounded. But yeah, so you have these two together. So we have the dentist and his valet, I will say, which is played by Jamie Foxx, who's playing Django. He's riding around on a horse. Everybody in the town are looking crazy. Like, I know I do not see no Black man on no horse. That's something they've never seen before, especially in Texas. Like, what type of authority is that, you know? And so they come to the town. They let them know, hey, this is what we're going to be doing. I'm gonna skip past what happened in town. I feel like if you've watched it before, you know what happens. But if you haven't watched it, I don't want to spoil some of that, even though I'm spoiling some of the good parts anyway. They get to, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, if you've seen a movie, they get to Big Daddy's plantation, right? And this is Big Daddy, y'all. This is Big Daddy. It's a little distorted on the screen, but this is Big Daddy, right? And so he's a little I don't want to say, I don't know if there was a such thing as a nice slave, right? A nice slave owner, right? I don't even know if that was a thing, but you can tell he was real sweet on the ladies. He was real sweet on the ladies out there. And so as they most majority of them was, and y'all know what I mean when I say sweet on the ladies. I don't know if you can see this woman right here, but you can tell this was the one, his go-to woman right here. And I also want to point out, I believe this scene of this plantation that they shot this on was filmed in Louisiana. I want to say that this was filmed in Louisiana. I want to point out a scene that I thought was freaking hilarious about this woman and Big Daddy. played by this guy here. There's a better picture of him. I don't know the name of this actor. If anyone knows the name of this actor, drop it down in the comment section below. Anthony says no such thing. Basically, yeah, you're right. There is none. There's no such thing. I would say he was just a little sweet on the women out there, as most of them were. Not to slay, basically. I agree. Absolutely. Not at all, right? Let's see here. Lord, Big Daddy, there is varying levels of insidiousness. Yeah, insidiousness. Okay. None of it was good. You are absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. So yeah, this is Big Daddy, y'all. And Big Daddy was the owner of this plantation as well. Now, the main plantation that they were trying to get to was Candyland. And Candyland was owned by Calvin Candy, which we will get into him later, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who is an amazing, amazing actor, like I said before. But right now, we on Big Daddy's plantation right here, right now. So as you can see, you can kind of see like a little bit in the corner. You can kind of see that blue outfit that he chose. I couldn't get the whole picture, y'all, like I really wanted to. But this is the outfit that Django chose, right? This is the outfit. He chose this like crazy, like weird George Washington blue. I don't know, y'all. This is the outfit that he chose, and it was hilarious when he first came on the screen with this crazy foolishness on him. I guess you can think back then to like he sees color and it's new. Look at the rags and clothes that they got on. Like the ladies and the slaves and stuff, and he see this nice blue shiny suit. No Diddy. And he's like, shoot, I want to wear that. Let me pick the shiniest one. Let me pick the bright blue one. All right. Yes. Spencer Gordon Bennett. Yes. Thank you, Danielle. So that would be Big Daddy. That's who this guy is. He played Big Daddy, y'all. So as they come up on the plantation, he's letting her know, if you can see this woman right here, he's letting her know, like, hey, this is the deal. This is after King Schultz kind of, lets them know why they are there and how they're, just going to negotiate some things and talk about a few things. And while he's doing that, Django is going to be a listening ear. He's going to go out and get some answers and kind of talk amongst the slaves and kind of see what's going on, so they can get closer to the Brittle brothers, which is who King Schultz is trying to capture. Let's see here. Boy, you sharp. BD did that you did. Oh, okay. Let's see. Danielle Stash. Let's see. Danielle says, hated him in this. Leo was terrible as a person, in this amazing as an actor, but terrible as a human in this. Absolutely. Now, that's how you know. No Diddy, yeah, to the shiny blue suit. That's how you know that he did his job as an actor. When I tell you, we'll get there though. We will get there to that intense scene, that dinner table scene. Let me bring that up real quick. That dinner table scene was the most intense. Do y'all see this? Yeah, look at how he's holding her head. He did an amazing job, but he was some type of evil, wasn't he? He was some type of evil. You see the skull right here. And fun fact, we'll get to it though. We'll get to it. I don't want to I ain't gonna overstep. Let's get back to Big Daddy, y'all. Let's get back to Big Daddy. So Big Daddy is talking to King Schultz. So King Schultz, kind of talks to him, and he kind of BS's him while we have Django out in the field trying to get some answers and trying to figure out some things. He's trying to get answers too, because he's trying to get close to his wife. Again, that's Broomhilda, played by the lovely Kerry Washington. So I do want to point out a funny scene though, between this woman right here. If y'all can see her in this brown, and she has like the little white, I don't know, I guess you would call it apron. So she has on the brown, and she asks him, like, he tells her, hey, take old Django on around, show him around the plantation. And she like, like, okay. And he was like, you can treat Django like, like like he's, he's a free man. He's letting know he's a free man. And this is my rendition of his accent, y'all. They was in the country, y'all. So he was like, you could treat him like he's a free man. And then she's like not understanding. She's like, okay, so he free. So like, how do I treat him? Because like, I don't understand what a free black man looks like. I don't know what that means. What do you mean he's free? And he was like, yeah, he's free, so treat him nicely. He's not like all these other slaves that's out here. And so he uses this like analogy, like trying to make her understand. He's like, hey, you remember Dante? He was like the old pepperhead boy. You don't treat him like him. Dante be out here doing this X, Y, and Z. He was like, you treat him like, like the little nice ones out here. And so she was like, so I treat him like he white? He was like, no, I ain't say treat him like he white. You go treat him just like he a free man, basically. That's all I can tell you. But don't treat him like he white, because he ain't white. And it goes to show that's how, if you think about it, that's how certain I'm trying to say this the correct way, non-melanated people are. It's like, we're going to treat you like you're free, like you're this, and like you have a freedom, but we're not going to treat you like you're white, because you're not white at the end of the day. So you don't have that same privilege as a non-melanated person, but at the same time, you all right. If y'all dig what I'm putting down, y'all can pick up what I'm putting down. But basically, I liked that analogy that he kind of put out there between her and him. Let's see. Anthony says, Quori, did they say horse or house in the movie? It makes more sense if they sound like slaves. Actually, yeah, they probably did that horse, but they didn't say that. What the matter of fact, let me Google right now. What did they call horses back then? They call it something, because Samuel L. Jackson, when we get to their part, when they get to Candyland, he says what the word is. It's called let me see. Another word for horse. Anthony, I feel like you should know. Another word for horse would be, for back in the day. I don't think they have it. Another word for horse during slavery. I'm trying to find it, y'all. I can't find what was the other word. They called it something back then. Y'all let me know if y'all find it before I do. I don't want to get stuck on trying to find that. But let's see here. But yes, they said horse. They said horse back in the day. So as the young woman, I don't think, did he give her a name? I don't even know if her character had a name. As she's taking him around the plantation and showing him off, he's asking her questions and stuff. And then that's where he finds the Brittle brothers. And that was the main purpose of him, to be out there so he can identify them. And he's talking amongst the other slaves out there and getting information. And so he has these little flashbacks of when they, when him and his wife was up under the Brittle brothers, and how they would just do things, and how they would get whipped, and all kind of just stuff back then that happened to the slaves and stuff. And so he found one of the brothers, and one of the brothers was in the middle of getting ready to whip a young woman. They had her tied to a tree. So, Django had to do his due diligence. Do y'all see that? So this young woman right here was tied to the tree. He was getting ready to whip her. Oh my goodness, it was so sad. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, there was a fine line that Quentin Tarantino walked on when it came down to this movie. However, he made sure it stung, it hurt, because these are our ancestors and they had to go through this thing. But at the same time, he knew how far to take it and when to add in the comedy. He knew exactly when to time it to add in the comedy to it, if that makes sense. So we don't get too caught up in our feelings, and we take a step back and realize, okay, this is a movie. This is a movie. At the end of the day, there's a part where I could actually laugh. So he snatches this he snatches the whip from her. He started whipping him. As you can see in this scene, he got the whip. The young woman is back there. She's tied to the tree. He started tearing him up. And I know that had to feel good. It's like, I'm getting my revenge back. I'm getting my reparations back, you know? Let's see. Just Danielle says it is interesting speaking country Southern vernacular is essentially slowed down Cockney English from, yes, I heard about that, colonism and imperialism at its fine. Absolutely. So I seen a video a long time ago saying there was such a real difference between like that French Creole-ness and also people who speak actual like French and British, and it was a whole breakdown, right? It was a whole breakdown of how it's just such a fine line between the accents. It's such a fine line. And it's like, after a while, you start to hear like the similarities between the two different accents there. Let's see here. Trisha has joined the chat. Thank you for joining. Hey, Quori in the background, listening, clicking. All right, I appreciate you for being in the background. Teach Danielle. Yes, Danielle is coming with the history. You know I have to be a geek at. No, absolutely. I appreciate it. I should have brought you up on here with me. I'll be needing this help, these little extra fun facts. But yes, very true, very true. So where am I at? Yeah, so Django, he comes, he starts whipping a man, and he had flashbacks to when him and his wife was getting beat and stuff like that. So he went about to take that, and this was like almost a moment of victory for him. Like, oh yeah, I'm getting my revenge back. Like it feel like, imagine being a slave back in the day, and you finally get your freedom, and you have a moment to use a whip on your slave master or a slave owner. I bet that had to be the And you know what? We don't have. I'm pretty sure if there are any type of real life stories like this, they probably didn't live long enough to tell. Well, obviously they couldn't, because we're here now, right? They didn't live long enough to kind of tell the story, but I'm pretty sure there had to be some victory moments. There's very slim now, very slim victory moments back in the day where they got their revenge. I'm sure it had to be, but we were so broken and beaten down mentally. A lot of our people probably felt like they probably couldn't fight back, you know? But this moment had to be a good moment for him. So he's beating them, and you can see the spectators back there. They like, oh yeah, like they see, you can see the people back in the back behind, like, oh my God, like this man, we got a black man beating a non-melanated slave owner. Like that got to be something crazy, you know? So he's doing that, and then I think he spots I think first of all he spots the other Brittle brother out in the cotton field, just kind of patrolling on his horse. So he uses his little gun, and he ends up aiming and shooting him and killing him while he's on the horse. So I think he got him first, and then he comes and saves the day of this young woman for, not getting whipped, who was tied to this tree back here. So when all this ruckus started, you got Big Daddy like what's going on? Like what's going on out here? Like, hold on, something's up. Like, y'all coming to my plantation starting this trouble. But they got who they needed to get, and now they finna dip. So you got Django, and you have King Schultz. They on to the next one, who they're really trying to get to, who is one of the meanest, baddest slave owners out there, which is Calvin Candy, who owns Candyland, again, who is played by, let me get my boy up here. Where my boy at? Leonardo DiCaprio, who plays Calvin Candy, and they go to Candyland. But they really had to see, they pulled one over on Big Daddy. They can easily this was their test, they pulled the wool over his eyes. It was easy to get to him, but that was just practice for him. Y'all see this man with his hammer? Do y'all see this man with this hammer? Imagine being back in that time. Man, this movie was so intense. I love being on the edge of my seat with this movie. I love being on the edge of my movies that have me on the edge of my seat. Oh my God. You were in for a treat. I was on the edge of my seat this whole freaking movie. Lala said something, you want to go home or you want to go to jail, gotta keep this Yeah, got to keep his cover. Period. Absolutely. Lala, yes. So, do y'all see how intense? Look, just by this scene right here, y'all know that Leonardo DiCaprio was nothing to play with. This man, you listen, you had to make not one false move, it was gonna be over. So they had to really come up with their plan because he had to get his woman. Look at this scene, y'all. This, oh my God, y'all probably can't see all of it because I ain't chop it up right, but this is a love story. I don't care what nobody say. This is a love story. Okay? This is about this man getting his woman back. This is a Black Western hero movie. He's getting his woman. Now, I do want to say there was a lot of talk about Jamie Foxx not really being the main character. They were saying that King Schultz was the main character because he had more dialogue than Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx didn't have as much dialogue as him. I beg to differ. Obviously, the movie is called Django Unchained, and I know King Schultz had a lot of speaking roles, but the movie's about this man trying to get his wife back, basically. That's how I looked at it. I looked at this movie as a Black love story. And, you know, if you can get past all the slavery stuff, this is a Black love story to me. That's what I'm gonna call it. All right. So, you know, y'all know me, I am a hopeless romantic. So sometimes I get, you know. Anyway, see, look at this. Y'all, ooh, this movie was intense. If you ain't seen the movie Django Unchained, or if it's been a hot little minute since you've watched this movie, I'm telling you now, go and watch this movie and then come back to this review and tell me in the comment section what you thought of this movie. Lala says there's spoken dialogue and big energy. Do you hear me? Big energy. I don't care what nobody say. A lot of critics were saying he wasn't even the main character, but I beg to differ. He was the main character. A lot of the times you don't have to have a speaking moment. Like what Lala said, it was big energy going on around here. You understand? All right, so back to Candyland. This is where they had to go. Now we're gonna talk about Samuel Jackson because he played his role too, baby. Samuel Jackson, he did that. He did that as one of them house Negroes. Okay, y'all know what a house Negro is, all right? And he played a house Negro to the fullest, and he made you so upset with his character. That means he did his job. Did Sam, for the ones who watch this movie, did he or did he not do his job? Did you not like Samuel Jackson? I like, goodness, he just got on my nerves. But he did what he was supposed to do. And a lot of those house Negroes, I don't know if they were 100% like Samuel Jackson, but I can tell a lot of them felt very privileged after a while, after being broken mentally and probably being defeated. I'm pretty sure they thought this is as good as it's going to get. They didn't even think about freedom at that point. They thought me being in the house is probably as good as it's going to get. So I'm going to ride for my master. And that's what Samuel Jackson portrayed. And his master was, we going to get to this scene, y'all. Because, baby, this was a trip. Do y'all see? Oh, my God. Look at Samuel Jackson, child. The way he screamed out loud, we will get here. We will get here for those who have seen the movie. Y'all know what scene this is. Lord Jesus. This man got on my ever-loving nerve, but he played this role, baby. So he played his right-hand man, house Negro, who was always gonna snitch and keep him up to date. But one thing they did with his role, which I doubt this happened back in those times, Samuel Jackson, he had the, I guess, the right, or not the right, what's the word I'm looking for? He had, I guess, the privilege to talk junk back to his master. He can get a little spody every now and then out the mouth. He can get a little spody. He can say whatever he wants to because I guess he gained that privilege to do so. Danielle says, from seeing the interviews from the Jackson and DiCaprio, it was a difficult role for. So yes, now what I've seen in some of the interviews too is that I don't know necessarily about Samuel Jackson, but Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah, he said it was tough. He really didn't want to be this mean guy because a lot of the movies that Leonardo DiCaprio plays in, he's a hero or he's a jokester or he's the excuse me, you guys, he's the cool guy. You know, he's not really like a nasty, malicious slave owner. He didn't give that. But he fooled me. He fooled the heck out of me because he did this. Although it was a bit of a struggle, he did that. Okay. He made you not like him, but that is what you call an actor. Okay. Jay says he looks, baby, Jay, in your free time, I know you be busy, girl. Watch this movie and come back. Please come back to this review. Put in the comment section below what you thought of this movie, because when I tell you, you're gonna be in for a treat. This movie gives a lot. Now, of course, I'm giving a few spoilers, but this movie is so good you can watch 2 or 3 times and still be on the edge of your seat, because this dinner scene right here, this little still clip that you see, it was very intense. I was on the edge of my seat. Okay. So let's kind of fast forward a little bit. All right, hold on. Danielle says something, especially for DiCaprio, the N-word. Samuel Jackson had to tell him to get. Yeah, I heard that. Samuel Jackson definitely did have to tell him, hey, this is a movie. Like, you are an actor. We know that you don't mean the, or we don't really know, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, we know that you don't mean, this. We know that who you are as a person. Just get into character. And he did. One thing about it, Leonardo DiCaprio fooled me. Baby, he fooled me because he played this role so freaking well. So I want to get to where they finally do get to Candyland. And one thing about Calvin Candy here, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, from what I read, he had this I guess this what is the word I'm looking for, this fascination, if you will, with the French culture. So he made sure his plantation was kind of, in a way of luxury, and how the French people lived, the Frenchmen lived. He wanted it to be surrounded by that type of era, I guess, if you will. So his plantation was a little different. They were, so to speak, supposed to be uppity, but you can tell he really didn't know what he was talking about. And he didn't even speak French, but he was very fascinated with the French culture, if that makes sense. So you get there, and then let me know if y'all remember this lady. Y'all remember her? This was Sheba. He called her Sheba, right? That was her name in this movie, Sheba. And Sheba is Yvonne from Love Don't Cost a Thing, y'all. I was like, is that the lady from Love Don't Cost a Thing? That show was her, but she played like his little mistress lady child. Like this was his little go-to. She didn't really have much of a speaking role either. She was there to just sit there, look pretty, and just be his little, his little arm candy, if you will. So they get to Candyland, and of course they did come up with their plan. Their plan was to give him an offer that was so ridiculous that he just could not, refuse it. And the thing was, I think King Schultz, which is the German bounty hunter, needed to purchase Broomhilda, but they couldn't do it right away. They had to make sure that they were very slick, because you can't slick a slickster. You can't slick a slickster, all right? And he was real slick, so they had to make sure that they did this correctly, or they could blow the cover. They could blow their cover. And by this scene, as you're looking at here, you can tell the cover does get blown because of Samuel L. Jackson, the old house Negro, which we will get there. Now, I do want to touch on something. When they did go to see Calvin Candy, so they can make him this offer that he could not refuse, one thing that which was really sad, I'm gonna show y'all this scene right here. This scene right here is what will really make you hate Leonardo DiCaprio, but he did this role, y'all. They did the Mandingo fighting. Do y'all know what that is? When they had our black men out here fighting like they were animals, getting beat. Now, this particular slave ended up being he was a runaway. He was running away. You can see the little bloodhounds that they got back there, ready to sick the man. The man was already missing, what was it, an arm or a foot or something he was missing. and or eye. He was missing his eye, and he was already beat up, broken, hungry, tired, and he ran away. And so it again, like I said, Quentin Tarantino walked a fine line of when to go deep, but to bring it back to where you don't get too deep into it. He knew when to throw a little bit of comedy in there. He knew when to throw a little comedy in there. That's why, yeah, it's very wild. Like he had the black men, and they got very again. If you are a Quentin Tarantino fan, you know Quentin Tarantino is going to have the bloodshed. He's going to have blood and guts and all kind of stuff spewing out because that's just his style of directing. So he didn't hold back when it came down to this scene when the guys had to fight and do the whole Mandingo fighting. And that is really true. They really did make our slave men fight to the death. Okay, they fought to they couldn't fight anymore. They fought to the death, and just how back then people were just so desensitized. They had no choice but to be desensitized. Let's see. I'm going to settle and still listen. Thank you so much, Anthony, for still listening. But yeah, so they get there, and that kind of sets the tone to let you know that Calvin Candy was nothing to play with. They wanted you to know just how evil this man was as a slave owner. Now, they were all evil, like what Danielle says. There's levels to insidiousness. There is levels, okay? He was down at the bottom of the level. He was like the worst of the worst, or how they tried to depict his particular character in this movie. So I don't think I got a clip of when they were actually in like his little what would you call this? His little home or little area where the guys would just, they use that as their entertainment. You can see her right there. How are you this desensitized? But I guess at the end of the day, if you're at a higher level, just like with Samuel Jackson, to be a house Negro or a house slave, you felt privileged at a point, and you probably thought to yourself, this is as good as it's going to get. Like Sheba thought that she was really that woman. Look how she's looking. Like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm with Calvin. I'm his lady. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a regular Negro. I'm a house Negro. Girl, bye. Okay. All right. So after a while, I guess they got desensitized to just watching men just fight to the death. And so they did show those scenes, and it was very, very graphic. Okay, you could see the blood and the sweat and the bones popping out, and it was a lot. So if you are squeamish, I don't know, you might want to fast forward through that part. But he really gave you a walk into what was happening during that particular time. So the part that I do want to kind of skip to is where he got a glimpse of seeing his wife. Now his wife, they had her in the box. Okay. So the thing is, he finally finally got to his ear a little bit, where he ended up, making him this offer that he couldn't refuse. And this is King Schultz, by the way. Chatting it up with Leonardo DiCaprio, which is Calvin Candy. So he finally gets his ears perked up, like, okay. And I think the amount back then was it $12,000, which is equivalent to $300,000 in today's time. So that was the amount of money that he was willing to purchase Broomhilda, one of his slaves, right? And so he finally, okay, cool beans. I'll let you, that's an offer that I cannot refuse. Why not? And they get to the home, and as they get to the home, the plan was because Broomhilda spoke German, and because King Schultz was a German as well, the deal was he wanted to, back then, they just did whatever they wanted to with the women. So y'all already know, I ain't even got to go into that. They set up a meeting, I'm doing my little air quotes. You can't see me back here, but they set up a meeting for him to basically get to know Miss Broomhilda, so they can, chat it up, talk it up, and do some things. But he had to kind of make it seem as if that's what he wanted to do with the young woman. But of course, King Schultz was very respectable, and hey, I gotta use this as the plan. And while I do that, I'm gonna have you hide out in the room, and then y'all two gonna end up seeing each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna set something up, so I can get y'all two together. Now you can't make no sudden moves now, or you gonna mess things up. Basically, is what he told Django. Like, hey, we gotta pay for her first. Basically, I gotta buy the young woman back. I gotta buy your wife back, and then after I buy your wife back, y'all can ride off in the sunset. But they had to be very careful because, again, this man is intense. Y'all see this dinner scene? Now, I don't if y'all see this white woman right here, this white woman on the side. This was supposed to be his sister, and she wanted to get with King Schultz. She was, very flirty with him. And King Schultz like, girl, I ain't here to see you. I come to see Broomhilda, and I really ain't here to see her. I'm trying to trying to get her back with her husband. Okay. So back on up off of me. All right, lady. But she tried to, be a little easy on him and, flirt with him a little bit. But he was like, lady, I'm not here for you. I'm not here for you at all. I'm here to make sure I hold up my end of the bargain, because Django, which is this guy right here, got me my two guys who I was on the hunt for, which was the Brittle brothers. So now that they did their part, Django did his part, he has to hold up his end of the bargain, right? So we get back to Broomhilda finally, I guess they were supposed to be mating together, getting together, and they set that up. And then you have, let me see here if I can pull this scene. I don't think I got the scene, but I'm gonna get something close to it right here. There we go. This is where King Schultz meets up with Broomhilda. They got her all dressed up pretty. Now, one of the things I do want to point out is that you have Leonardo DiCaprio says, like, she's all beat up, like that. She one of them ones, like, she don't listen. She don't, she's a rebellious one. So they had to get her all dressed up nicely just so she can meet up with him. But again, this was to set things up so he can get back with Django, right? One thing I did love about this is my little hopeless romantic self, as she's kind of just, speaking her German. They're talking, chitter chatting back and forth, speaking a little German back and forth. And then all of a sudden you hear Django say, hey there, troublemaker. Oh, I was like, Jamie, fuck, baby. Baby, you mean to tell me my husband? And I know she recognized his voice. Her soul just wanted to jump out of her body. We said, hello there, troublemaker. Like, oh my God. Imagine you've been separated from your husband through slavery with no thoughts that y'all will ever reconnect. This is where I'm tapping into the love story of this movie, okay? There's got to be some type of, good part about this, the love story part. And all of a sudden you hear his voice and he says, hey there, troublemaker, with his deep voice. Oh my God, the baritone, the deepness of it all. Her soul wanted to jump out of her body when her husband came. And she got excited for a moment. Like, that's her moment of hope. That's her moment of like, oh my God, my husband. Like, I never thought I'd hear his voice again. Like, I never thought I'd hear his voice again. So, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they hug each other, they embrace each other. And Schultz was like, I'm gonna leave y'all too, but we can't be long because we got to get ready for dinner. So I can go ahead and pay for Broomhilda, and y'all can ride off in the sunset. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let y'all have y'all little moment, but we can't make this long. So say what y'all gonna say so we can get to paying for Broomhilda, right? So here's the part where we get here. And you got the old house Negro, played by Samuel Jackson, Lord Jesus. You can tell she's happy now. She's been distressed, looking crazy, upset. She's rebellious. Now all of a sudden she has this like this smile and confidence about herself. She's happy now all of a sudden. So you got old snitching behind Samuel Jackson. Matter of fact, I think I wrote down his name. What was his name in this movie, y'all? What was Samuel Jackson's name in this movie? Anybody remembers? I forgot. dang, I thought I wrote the man name down, child. What was his name? But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, his name was Steven. Oh, Steven. Steven catches on to the fact that Broomhilda is in a happy place. She's positive. She has a slight smile. Kerry Washington played this. One thing about Kerry Washington, she's gonna play a distressed woman. She gonna play a distressed woman, child. She gonna be distressed. And to see that she has like this little slight little smile, it ain't like a big old cheesy smile, just a sight. You can see the warmthness coming through her. You can feel the warmth coming through her. That's something he never seen out of Kerry Washington's character, Broomhilda. That's something he's never seen from her. So he's analyzing her, looking at her like, you know that Negro in there, don't you? She like, I don't know what you talking about. What you mean? Nah, I don't know that man. That my first time seeing him. I don't know that man. He like, yes, you do. You know who that man is. You know. Something up with y'all too. And I'm gonna figure it out. Ooh, babe, when I tell you that scene got so intense, it got too intense. Like he like, yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna find out. And when I find out, you gonna be in trouble. Cause he ready to snitch. Cause he a house slave, y'all. That's what they did, child. That's what they did. Cause for some real, weird reason, they thought that their privileges was better than the slave, the field slaves, basically. So he catches on, and then we get to the dinner scene, y'all. The dinner scene, which is the most intense scene out of the entire movie. If you've never seen this movie before, then you know that this is. If you ever seen any clips or anybody talks about this scene, you know that this scene right here it gets super intense. Daniel said, "Ain't nothing but a hater." Like, listen, I was on the edge of my seat. He's like, you know that Negro in there, don't you? And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then it's the part where she looks at him. I'll go back to it because this scene is intense too. Samuel Jackson played that role. She looks at him. She's like, you scaring me. Like she did that. Like she played a distressed Black woman as she normally does. Okay. She had some roles where she wasn't distressed, but for the most part, she does very good with a distressed Black woman. And Samuel Jackson, he's a well-rounded actor as well. Believe it or not, I know most of his acting roles is him cussing and being angry, but I think he's well-rounded if you ask me. This is a very intense scene, you guys. Very, very intense. Let's see here. Danielle says they align themselves with the master. Yeah, I am not saying that I approve, but there are many that do the same thing today. Same practice, different presentation. If you can't beat them, join them. I see where you're going with that. I agree. I totally agree. You can see that in the work field, like especially office jobs. Oh my. I'm gonna do a quick side story because you just reminded me of something. This was a while ago. This was a while ago. I was working at this job, right? It was another office job. And I just hated seeing, I'm sorry, y'all. I got to get into this. I got to talk about this story time. It's quick. I'll be quick and I'll jump back into the movie. You could tell we was in some type of hostile work environment, right? Where we had to be on pins and needles, and we had to report back to our supervisors like every hour, on the hour, around the clock. And me being my rebellious stuff, I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm not doing that. I'm a human being. I listen. I know you my boss, but I'm not finna check in with you every 5 minutes. You know what I'm doing. I'm either going to my break, or I'm going to lunch, or I'm like, it ain't too much places I'm gonna be. I'm here for 8 hours a day. I'm grown. But it was this one Black brother who wanted to shuck and jive. Just wanted to shuck and jive for the non-melanated man, okay? And we had a non-melanated male supervisor, okay? And he wanted to flex his authority. As they do in the work field, in the office building. And he got up, and the Black man, Jesus, God bless his heart, he was so scared to let the man know he had to go to and take a extra bathroom break. I wanted just to slap the Black off that man. Just tell tell them, hey, I got, hey, I just want to let you know, I got. He just sound like a slave. Like this is happening in real life, you guys. In my real life, like when I was working in the office, I was like, brother, breathe, brother. Like what? Are you okay? Like why are you so scared and nervous to tell him you got to take an extra bathroom break? It's okay. Yeah, I just wanted you to know that I took an extra bathroom break. I hope that's okay, massa. He didn't say massa, but he just said, I hope that's okay. You know, I just, yeah. It's like, I just want to slap the black off of him. I really did. Like, bruh, go to the bathroom, dog. Go to the bathroom. Like, it's okay. They're not going to fire you because you took an extra bathroom break. All right. My bad. That you just, Danielle, when you said that, I had a flashback to working in the office building. Just how some of our people would just shuck and jive, okay? Just to get paid. Like you wasn't even getting any benefit to shucking and jiving. You still was getting the same pay. Okay? They wasn't gonna bump your pay up. Anthony says, I don't get along well in a hostile working environment. Yeah, me neither. What it do, Chip? What it do? I hope you are enjoying yourself on your break or on your time. Well, it looks like you back. So I hope you did enjoy yourself. Danielle said, I done got triggered. Danielle, if you was there in that moment, when I tell you, I it's just something in me just wanted to go there and slap him and be like, bro, get a hold of yourself. Go to the bathroom. But I think he was, you know how some people get hired on through temp. So I think the way that they did, I ain't gonna lie, the way that they had our job was so just, it was just too much. It was too much. And I had to end up leaving. I'm like, I can't work here. Y'all got like, I'm gonna leave before I shuck and jive and kiss behind. That's one thing I'm not gonna do. Okay. I'm not gonna do that. And when I tell you, I just was sitting there watching him with disgust. I was rolling my eyes like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you in the sunken place? I think he was in a sunken place. I just wanted to slap him as that. I'm sorry. Then he said I would have got my own. Right. That's why I should have did. I'm talking about slapping the man. I probably should have prayed for him because if you would have saw how he just ran up to, hey, I just wanted you. I took an extra break. I hope that's okay. Is it okay? Can I take an extra break? Like, bruh, go to the bathroom. Like, dog, go. It's okay. He my bad, I can't get it out. He who the sun sets free is free indeed. Oh, it's so crazy that you said that. When I went to church, somebody said a Bible verse like that. I don't know where that verse came from, but that's so crazy you just said that. That is so crazy. Chip says, hey, Danielle, Anthony, Jay, salute fam, Danielle, not the sunken place, be free, come on, get out, sir. Yeah, I promise. It's like I was watching it in real time. And matter of fact, the man he favored Daniel Kaluuya. I think that's how you pronounce his name. The guy who did play in Get Out, he did favor him. He was dark skin, big eyes. He literally looked like he was in a sunken place. I've never seen a black man beg to go to the bathroom before. It was the worst, but yeah, my bad. Yeah, I just had a moment when you said scary Negro. Basically, he was definitely a scary nigga. Master treats me good. Chip, yes, that's what it was. That's what it was given. And I was uncomfortable watching that before my very eyes. I'm like, I can't believe this black man is begging to go to the bathroom, probably about to piss on himself. Bruh, just go to the bathroom. Okay. Anyway, my bad. Back to the movie. Back to the movie. John. Yes. Oh my God, Danielle. John 8:36. Yes. I need to write that down because my bishop did say that. He did use that. Oh my God. I'm literally gonna write this down. I'm not even freaking kidding you. Yes. Because the topic of discussion at church was about having a breakthrough. He read from Timothy, but he also mentioned John as well. Let me write this down. John 8:36. Yep. That is so crazy. See, anytime I hear like a verse more than once, I believe that's meant for me. So I'm gonna write that down. Okay. Thank you, Danielle. See, Thank you. All right. Chip said, tell him I said, follow me. I know the way. Listen, I don't even work there anymore. This was like an old office job back in the day, and it was very hostile. Very, very, very hostile. I got the script. Yeah, thank you, Danielle. Thank you, of course. Yes, yes, yes. My bad, y'all. I done got off on a tangent, but yeah, that reminded me of that. So anyway, that's basically who Steven, played by Samuel Jackson, that was his character, right? So he was his master's right hand man. He had to fill him in on any little thing he saw, because he probably, freedom probably never crossed his mind after he got into the house. At that point, once you a house Negro, that's as good as it's gonna get to you. So you just gonna ride the wave, basically. So this scene was intense, and let's get to the dinner scene, you guys. That dinner table scene. Whew. So they're serving dinner and they're getting to it, and you could tell. Look at King Schultz's face. He was like that nervous, like, I'm ready for this to be over. I'm tired of shucking it. He was tired of shucking and jiving at that point. He like, I'm tired of all the antics, because Calvin Candy, he did have a lot of crazy, like, just prolonging the situation. He's like, bro, let me bribe Broomhilda so we can get out of here. All this extra stuff you got going on. He just really was prolonging it, telling them, hey, you guys are guests. You stay for dinner. I gotta treat my guests, and it's like, bruh, please, we're on a mission here. So they gotta play his little reindeer games in order to get what he wants, because King Schultz wants to hold up his end of the bargain. He really wants to bring this family back together, a husband and a wife. So as dinner's being served, you got King Schultz over there looking very uncomfortable. You have Django over there in the back. He's just ready. He's on go. He's trying to hurry up, and he's a little anxious as well. And all of a sudden, here you go, the old house Negro, Steven, played by Samuel Jackson. He points out to him that she knows that Negro. She knows Django. And he like, oh, really? Okay. But first he pulls him to the side, right? He doesn't point it out right away. He pulls him to the side. He lets him know, hey, I got to tell you something. He like, hey, you've been rude in front of my guests. So they have a little seat. Oh, I like this picture, y'all. This is like a little three. Ooh, this picture better. This is a good quality picture I got right here. But they sit down. He pull them to the side. He let them know, hey, them two Negroes know each other. I think they know each other. Let's see here. Mr. Steven and Fetch Steven. Mr. Step and Fetch Steven. Listen. This man got on my nerves, but you could tell he did his job. If a actor makes you mad by playing a character, that means they were acting their butts off, and they all did wonderful. So he pulls them to the side, let them know, hey, them two Negroes out there, they know each other. They trying to pull a fast one on you. And I'm telling you right now, we need to catch them and we need to get them. And so Calvin he's very smart, but he's not. Again, like I said before, throughout the movie, he had this fascination about the French culture and everything. But the man didn't speak French, and he likes a lot of fluff. Like a lot of fluff and stuff, very cunning, and just he just likes to waste people's time, making it seem like he's more than what he is, So he felt some type of way. Imagine if you are a slickster and somebody slicks you. That gotta be a weird feeling right there. So he feels a way. He feels a way. He like, they try to pull a fast one on me. I'm the city slicker. I'm the slicker. They trying to, okay, all right. So this the game that they want to play. So he, with him, Steven putting that little bug in his ear, then the show starts, y'all. That's when the intensity starts, y'all. That's when we get to this dinner scene right here, y'all, where we see stuff like this. And y'all see his hand? Do y'all see? Now, here's a fun fact. If you did not know about this movie, Leonardo DiCaprio ends up banging his hand on a piece of glass in real life, and he kept going. That is an actor. So look at this. Look at this. Oh, this was an intense moment. Let me get back to that moment where he had the hammer in his hand. There's another moment where he had his hammer in his hand. So he's questioning them, by the way, before we even get to this scene. He's questioning them and asking them, like, how, what, hold on, wait a minute. Where'd you say you was from again? Why'd you say you was here? Now he's trying to go back and recollect, like, hold on, wait a minute. Why are we here to begin with? Something's up, So then they start, getting a little uneasy. You have King Schultz back there, like, shoot, here we go. Like, hey, I told you I'm a bounty hunter. Or no, I don't know. Did he reveal to him? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section that he was a bounty hunter. I don't think so. I think he did not. I don't think that was smart for him to reveal that he's a bounty hunter. Oh Lord, this scene, yeah, that scene was intense. Let me go back here 1 second. Go back to that scene. I'm trying to find out where the hammer. There we go. Yeah. This right here. So this was before he cuts his hand on the glass, but he gives this little like what's the word am I looking for? Not dialogue. What's the word I'm looking for? He gets into this monologue, almost like he goes into talking about the human skull and how it has these 3 dimples on it, and how these 3 dimples mean, I guess it serves some type of purpose, like the little three dimples on the back of the skull. And oh my God, he was setting it up for the kill, because he wanted them to know that I'm on to you Negroes and you one little German man. Y'all, I am on to you guys. And when he shows when he's about to bash this hammer into the skull, and oh my God, you guys, I'm telling you, if you have not watched this movie, Django, this is the most intense scene ever. And he really does his big one, Leonardo DiCaprio. And the fact that he was scared to even tap into this particular character and tap into this role, the fact that he was scared to do it, again, he had me fooled, because he sold it to me. So I'm gonna get back to when he cuts his hand. Again, he kept it moving. This scene, I think, was this was in 1 take, if I'm not mistaken, when he cuts his hand. Now, one thing I didn't like, and I get when you are in a role, when you're playing a character, I get it. You just get so caught up into this bloody hand of his, you guys. You see this blood on this man? He smears it onto Broomhilda's face. This is Leonardo DiCaprio's real blood. This ain't no CGI. This ain't no modified nothing. This ain't no AI. This was his real life blood from his hand. This man could have got a staph infection, okay? From having his hand cut on glass, and he smears it all on Broomhilda's face. And he's screaming, and he lets them know, I am on to y'all. And for the fact that y'all come into my place and y'all try to pull a fast one on me. And he said he had to take a step back and let them know. Even though they pulled a fast one on him, he says to them, like, hey, you got me. But if we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. I'll sell her to you. But if y'all walk up out of here, I think he mentioned something like, I'm going to make sure, like, y'all off them and make sure y'all shoot them, make sure, because he had got his muscle. I forgot the little, the white dude. I don't think I got any pictures of him. He made sure that he was guarding the door and that they don't leave until that piece of paper is signed. And so he makes sure his little Southern hospitality, before we leave, I got to make sure y'all get some white cake, okay? Got to get that white cake, okay? Let's have some. Have y'all ever had white cake before? Like, what is even white cake? Is it like yellow cake, but is a white cake? Is it like angel cake? Is it like angel cake? Is it like coconut cake? Because I like me some coconut cake. I'm not even going to lie. I think that the cake looked like coconut cake. I don't know if y'all ever had coconut cake before, but that's what the cake looked like in the movie. And so he was like, I got to serve y'all dessert. I got to give y'all some cake. And it's like this scene, he prolongs it. I'm like, please, you're on the edge of your seat because you're like, you want them to hurry up and get up out of there. So he agrees to signing and to selling her over to Schultz. He agrees, but he's like, we're going to do this on my terms. Like, why didn't y'all just say so instead of wasting my time? Oh my God, Leonardo DiCaprio plays this role. Oh my God, Leonardo DiCaprio got dimples. I had no idea. Look at, he looks so cute right here, y'all. So anyway, they finally get to the point where he has to sign over her freedom and sign her over to King Schultz. And King Schultz he's annoyed. King Schultz is like, how long do we have to sit through this agonizing, like, just time? King Schultz is like, I've had enough. He was willing to put his life on the line, because if you think about it, Schultz and Calvin, they both had an ego problem, because Schultz felt some type of way that he got caught, right? And Calvin felt some type of way that he got duped. They both were in their ego. So because they're both in their ego, I'm a little mad at Schultz, because Schultz, he couldn't take it anymore. It was his ego, and he lets Django know, I'm sorry, I couldn't resist, but this racist bastard is basically, he's prolonging the situation. I'm ready to get out of here. I don't bow down to anybody. So they both had an ego problem. I will say that. I don't know if anybody agrees with me who's watched this movie. Schultz and Calvin had an ego problem, and this is where everything goes haywire. Okay, everything goes haywire, right? So he picks out his small little gun, and they were supposed to do a shake on it, because at this point, like, at this point, Calvin is he's dragging it, baby. It took him forever to sign. You got the harp player playing it. Imagine you are like me, for instance. For instance, my nerves are bad. So my anxiety will be at a 10 if I'm caught already. My ego is bruised. I'm mad. I'm annoyed. You're prolonging it. You're dragging it. And I'm ready to get up out of there. Lala said, yep. Okay. Yep. Chill. So he prolonged the situation. And Schultz is like, he looks at Django like, I couldn't resist. So they're supposed to shake on it. And instead of them shaking on it, what he does is he gets out his gun, he shoots him dead in the heart. And then that's where we get this scene right here. Baby, where is it at? Oh my God. And then we get the Negro. And when I tell you the scream that he did, like, because his master got shot and passed away. Where is this scene at, y'all? Oh my God. Where is it at, y'all? My bad. I got to find it. I got to have this on the screen, because there we go. This scene right here. Look at Samuel Jackson. Look at that. Oh my God. Look at that man. He screams. He's like, no, Massa. Oh, did I kill Massa, Lord? He is like, oh my God, he's about to fall out. And I don't know if you guys can see, like, it looks like some type of explosion in the background. The moment that he got shot, this is when Calvin's muscle, this guy comes out of nowhere with his shotgun, and he shoots. Now we at a whole shootout going on right now. Hilarious. Yes, like hilarious. Like, he was doing the most. Like, why are you doing this over your master? Like, you should have a sense of freedom right now, right? This is how he was so, like, just felt forever indebted to his master. That's so crazy. It's freaking hilarious. But then the whole shootout happens, and when I tell you, I don't know who idea this was. I want to give credit to Jamie Foxx for telling Quentin Tarantino to play Tupac. It was so left field, because we're talking about, this is supposed to be like a black country western, old slavery, 1850s. You would not think that they would have Tupac playing in the background in the middle of this shootout. I don't know if I can have any guns or anything, because YouTube, I don't want them to think this is a violation, but I don't know if this is showing any guns. We have a whole shootout right here. We have this scene, and there's a lot of bloodshed, a lot of guts and everything. One thing, Quentin Tarantino, I want to know how much money he spends on fake blood. I don't know how much money he spends on fake blood, but yeah, it was basically a whole battlefield on Candyland, on Calvin's property, the whole bloodshed. You got Django. Look at Jamie Foxx, baby. I ain't gonna lie to you, Jamie Foxx he look a little fine. He looking like a man. He looking like a man, boy. He look. Ooh, ain't nothing like seeing a man doing man things in a man form. Ain't nothing like seeing a man doing man things. Okay? I'm gonna tell y'all something. Somebody told me, they was like, women can't beat men, you know? And if you want to beat a man, the best way you beat a man is at being a woman. And ain't nothing like looking at a man from afar being a man. And I think vice versa, right? Ain't nothing like looking at a woman be a woman for afar, like looking at her in her true essence as being a woman, and her softness and her era and her her femininity, ain't nothing like that. Ain't nothing like a good man loving his woman and strong in his hand. Ain't nothing like a good man. Hey, y'all don't know nothing about that. That's Meet the Browns, the play. Y'all know nothing about that. So my bad. I just went off a little tangent. But baby, Jamie Foxx did his big one in this. And of course, he becomes the hero. He starts shooting. They playing Tupac. They getting it on. You got the blood everywhere. We got the guns and the smoke. They come out blazing. Yeah. So in the midst of that happening, my bad, I meant to mention that they off my dog. Schultz is out of here. They off my dog Schultz. So the two people who had the ego problems, King Schultz and Calvin, the protagonist and the antagonist, the good guy and the bad guy, the two main guys, they both die. They both, oh my God. That's right, Quori. Appreciate the intermission. Yes. You know, I had to give y'all a little, little one too. But yeah, like the two main guys, they're off. So they got my dog Schultz. He's up out of here. And Calvin Candy, the plantation owner, he's out of here too. So now we got Django, guns are blazing. We got this man, popping it like it's hot, and it's a whole battlefield, right? So you have this happening, and then all of a sudden, he has to kind of call a truce, because all of a sudden, what's Steven, this guy right here, crying over his master. He calls out to him. He said, "Hey, Django, we got your woman. Look at her. Look at Kerry Washington looking all distressed. I'm gonna have to cover that up, y'all, because I don't know if that's violating any laws with him showing a weapon on the screen. But y'all seen that little clip? Y'all seen that little? I'm gonna do it real quick. Okay, you see that? All right. They're like, "Hey, Django, we got your woman. So you can stop all of that, whatever you call yourself doing up in here. You might as well cool it down, or we will blow her effing brains out." This is in the words of Samuel Jackson, okay? So I'm just reenacting his voice. You like, "We will blow her effing brains out." So you're gonna have to call the truce, or we'll off her right now. So Django like, "Dang, I forgot about my woman. I'm over here just shooting and stuff. Whole time they got my lady. They holding her captive around him up." So he like, "All right, you know what I'm saying?" He let it go. And then we get to this part. I don't know if I can find it. Where's this part at? They finally get Django, right? This house Negro right here, boy, just ruined it. They finally get Django. They get him. And the thing was, they still had Broomhilda now, but they didn't do anything to her. They just got Django in exchange for her. And they decide to get Django and take off his manhood. That was his punishment. They said they weren't going to off him. They was going to chop his thing off, take his manhood off, basically. And like, why would you do that? Why would you, like, just they was doing that back in the day too, by the way. They was doing that to our brothers. They was chopping off all kind of stuff, chopping off their manhood, chopping off their ears. They was doing all kind of stuff. Like, we were hated so much, and I really, again, like I said, and I'll say it again, like I said before, Quentin Tarantino tapped on so many aspects of slavery back in the day, from the Mandingo fighting, treating us like animals where we're fighting to the death, from how they treated the women and how they just pimped the black women out, and I don't want, and raping us, and just doing all kind of just like experimenting on us too. Just doing all kind of stuff. But they want to chop the manhood off. I was trying to see if I can find a clip from when they had Django hanging upside down to chop his little things off, child. Chop his family jewels off, Lord Jesus. Why would they do that to him? Lord, they just, oh gosh. They were just, oh, Lord have mercy. Bless it, bleep. Jesus, bless it. Can't chop a man thing off his family jewels. So anyway, they want to chop his family jewels off. I forgot how he got out of that situation. I can't remember. If you do watch the movie, come back to the comment section of the replay and let me know how he got out of that situation. But Django ended up hanging upside down. They had him in this like little shed type area, whatever you call it back then, and he ended up getting out of it. And they also had him caged up with these guys. I don't know where they would say. Now, here's a fun fact. Do you see the guy in the bottom right-hand corner? This is the original Django, they say. He plays the original Django. And I think there is a actual Django movie. So this movie is Django Unchained, right? But they have an actual movie called Django. So, and I think this is the original guy. So he ends up getting caged in with them. And this is where the practices of King Schultz pop in. That would be this guy, his teacher. The student is now becoming the teacher because he learned how to use the gift of gab and to get himself out of the situation to where he got sold over to. This is where Quentin Tarantino inserts himself into the movie. I don't have any clips of him again. Like I said before, he inserts himself into the movie, and he is one of the other slaves, which back then they was just as uneducated. Like a lot of them was just stupid, so he was easily able to get into the new slave owners' ears and let them know, like, hey, I'm a bounty hunter, and I'm looking for the Smitty Bacall and blah 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 blah, and I'm here to do this and X, Y, and Z. And I used to have a horse. I used to ride on a horse, and they're like, yeah, right. You used to ride on a horse. He's like, I'm trying to tell you, I'm a free man, and I X, Y, and Z. And so he used his little gift of gab, and he learned this from King Schultz, and King Schultz taught him, like, hey, you got to learn how to get yourself out of situations. And so he got himself out of situations, and he was riding with these guys here. They were slaves that was getting transported over, and he let them free. So this is the scene. This is like a still shot of him like opening up the cage and letting them free. And they looking at him like, wow, this really is a black hero Negro. This man really came to save the day. So it was one of those situations like, wow, like this is really is ending up turning into a black superhero, and also turning into a love story, like I said before. So this is where we're going to tap into the love story portion of this movie. So we get to him meeting up back at Candyland, and they are it's him, and we have Sheba, and we have the muscle guy, and then you have Miss I think what her name was, Miss Lily, if I'm not mistaken. That would have been Calvin's sister, the one who was flirting with King Schultz. Let me see if I can pull her back up on the screen here. The sister, where is she at? She was at the dinner table. This woman right here. And you have this guy as well. So you have about 5 people coming back from the funeral after they buried Calvin, and they singing in the sweet by and by. Oh, like literally, they walking from the funeral, and I love the scene that I wish I had a still picture of it that Quentin Tarantino shot from. You can just see their silhouettes, and they're wearing their all black at the funeral, and they're walking back to the home after the funeral and singing, girl. Yes, girl. And they're walking back to the home. You could just see their silhouettes. They're wearing all black. Like the shot that he got from behind with them walking back into the house, it looked like from a scene of Thriller. It looked so creepy, but so freaking cool. Lala says, right? Like literally that scene, I was like, this looks cool. I ain't even gonna lie. I love how he did that. I saw where Quentin Tarantino was going with that scene. But as they get into the house, they get surprised because they run into Django. Django, like, what's up? Like, y'all thought y'all could get rid of me? Y'all thought y'all could get rid of me? Like, okay, think again. Think again. So he lets them know, like, I'm finna finish what I started because y'all got me effed up by my wife. He said he goes, shoot, we ride at dawn. We ride at dawn for Broomhilda. Like, stop playing with me and my woman. And so he let him know. He was like, hey, and it was another lady. She was a maid. She was like a heavy set lady. I can't think her name. It was like, I'm gonna say the lady name, Lily. I forgot the lady name. But they're like, hey, tell her bye. And she was like, bye. And then he shot her and she went to flying back and she flew. I was like, wow. He was like, y'all better go on. And they left and they ran. So I love the fact that he let the two black women, like, all right, y'all black. So I ain't gonna do nothing to y'all, but y'all better get the heck on up out of here. If y'all want to get shot, y'all better run. And here's an interesting thing. Throughout the entire movie, Samuel Jackson's character had a limp. I forgot to mention that. He had a little limp. He had a little cane. But in this particular scene, as they come back into the house, Samuel Jackson throws the can down like, Negro, I've been waiting on you. I was like, oh, I feel, but like, wait a minute. So he don't got the cane. So he never had a limp. So he been playing and pretending this whole time. So he's like, Negro, like, child, like, let's set it off in this MF. Like, what's up? Like, who you think you is? Like, it was just like a little battle between them two. It was an exchange of words, and he let them know, like, you look, I don't know who you think you is, but you don't run nothing around here. You don't run nothing. So he had to let him know. So Jamie Foxx like, all right, F all that. He shoots him in the kneecaps. Like, since you walking good, let me go ahead and let me get you back to where I thought you was. Where I thought you was crippled. Let me get you back to that level. So he ends up shooting him in the leg. And you know Samuel Jackson, you know, he gonna be doing all his cussing and fussing and stuff as Samuel Jackson does, as he's playing the role of Steven, and he cussing and fussing like, you Negro, blah, 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 blah. And then I was looking at the movie this whole time. I was like, is that a prop or something? Why do I see like a string hanging? But the string was to the dynamite. So basically he had it set to blow up Candyland. And so he does. So he lights it up, he blows it up, and then we get to this scene. Don't Jamie Foxx look so good, y'all? Look at him. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, Jamie Foxx, he have his little moments. Now, I never was really attracted to the man, but this movie right here show made me so attracted to Jamie Foxx. Like, hello. Do he not look okay? So, of course, what he has on is like kind of like, okay, like you look a little crazy. And somebody said glasses like this was not invented back then. I'm gonna have to do my research. Y'all let me know. But he blows it up, and as he blows it up, we get to this scene right here. Oh, this is so cute. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention before he came and got her. Before we got to this part, you could see Broomhilda. She was kind of like battered, beaten a little bit, scared, traumatized, thinking like, this is happening to me all over again. I'm no longer going to be with my husband. We're getting separated again. And he comes into that room where her back is turned, right? You could tell she's probably been beat, probably grape, you know what that means. And he comes in behind her And he says these 3 words. Oh my God, when I tell you this is where the love story comes in, he say, it's me, baby. Oh my God. He says, it's me, baby. Ooh, did I not fall in love with Jamie Foxx? Did I not fall in love with Jamie Foxx? Hello. Hello. My Anthony said my phone died. Jay said, hello, hello. Did I not fall in love with Jamie Foxx when he said that? Like the intensity, if you would have saw, she was so shooken up. She was so shooken up. Yeah, I told y'all this is my movie now. I know this movie, like this is my movie. Girl, this is my movie. She was so shooken up. Her back was turned, right? And she was so scared because she thought it was like the people coming to get her. And he was like, it's me, baby. I was like, oh, imagine. Again, I got to set the tone. You are separated from your husband. This is the slavery time. You've been beat, battered, bruised, probably raped, more than likely raped, right? And then you think you will never see your husband again. You're traumatized. And then all of a sudden your husband come and your back is turned and he like giving you that reassurance, like it's okay. And he says, it's me, baby. Ooh, they ate with that. Quentin Tarantino, whoever wrote that in the movie, Jamie Foxx for acting that part out, baby, 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 baby. That's my like favorite line in the freaking movie. But anyway, he blows up Candyland. He blows up the house, the plantation, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Kerry Washington, who is Broomhilda. She's covering her ears because of the explosive. Now they're both on the horses together. She's so pretty. This is an Aquarius, y'all, and she's an actor. Like, hello, we're meant to be actors. All right. Oprah Winfrey, hello. Oh my God, Oprah Winfrey. It's me, baby Shay. Yes, that's what he said. Jay, go watch the movie. I'm telling you. Now you finna make me start talking like I'm, like I'm from New York or something. I'm telling you, girl, you gotta go watch the movie because it's so freaking good. Oh my goodness. This literally, like I said before, a lot of people overlook the love story aspect of this movie. A lot of people overlook the love story aspect, and it's my fave. It's like he's a black superhero / this is a black country western. He comes, saves the day. He saves his woman after they both been through separation during the slavery times, both beaten and like put yourself in the character's shoes. And she played this fragile woman. When I tell you Kerry Washington did that fragile, just love interest, that beauty, just damsel in distress, she did that. She played that. She did that, all right? I love me some Kerry Washington in this movie, okay? Yes, hashtag Aquarius gang all day. We're some talented, creative people. Like, they did that. So he comes in, saves the day, swoop his woman up. They light Candyland on fire and they ride off into the sunset. So she's happy. That's him. He got his little, his little, what is this? It's not a pipe. What do you call this? Some little smoking device. I'm talking about device. I don't even, y'all know what I'm trying to say. It's like an extended, a little extendo type pipe thing, whatever. Anyway, so so anyway, they ride off into the sunset, and that's how the movie ends, y'all. So let me see if I can bring myself back on the screen because I done talked my head off. This is my movie. When I tell you guys this movie right here, y'all just don't understand. I'm back. Okay, y'all. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below about this movie, Django. Did you enjoy this movie review? Would you like for me to do more? Like I said before, I felt like I failed with the movie Shutter Island. I feel like I did horrible with that movie review. And that's because I didn't do enough research. But Black films, I got you on Black films all day, every day. I freaking love Django. What movie I wrote down, I said I was going to review. I got it wrote down. They Clone Tyrone. Shout out to Lala for suggesting that movie. Vampire in Brooklyn. Shout out to Danielle for suggesting that movie. Anthony says, I don't supposed to write aquarium game. It's not aquarium, it's Aquarius. It's a church warden pipe. Ah, okay. Well, that was the little pipe he had, child. So thank y'all so much for tuning in to this movie review. I am so excited. I got through it. I was a little scared. I was a little nervous because I didn't have my co-host with me. But thank you so much, Jay, for showing up. But I did good. I got to give my own self a pat on the back because again, I get excited about movies that I have seen before and that I've watched over and over and time again. Y'all, my lip gloss is popping, is it not? My lips look so shiny. But oh, you did amazing. Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you. I got through it. I got through the movie review. So I appreciate you guys for bearing with me as I got through it. Like we almost 2 hours in, and I did really good, and I didn't feel overwhelmed. I didn't feel like, oh my God, let me think of the next scene. I got through it effortlessly because I really did enjoy this movie. I enjoyed Shutter Island too, but it's because I ain't seen it in so long and I didn't do my homework. I was a little all over the place with Shutter Island, but thank y'all. Let me see. Danielle says, don't forget that one. Yeah. I want to do Vampire because that's a good one too. With Eddie Murphy and Angela Bassett. They both did amazing. And Alan Payne, baby. I should do Jason's Lyric too. So I think I might stick with the Black classic movies going forward. I think I might make that my thing. I can narrate those movies a lot. I can give good commentary on those because we've all grew up and seen these movies over time. Yes, Life of Lies popping. Thank you so much. Almost made me want to watch it. How I almost made you, Anthony. I think you need to go and watch it. This is a great movie. I don't care. Anthony, if you watch this movie, I promise you, I will review an episode of Sanford and Son. I promise you. I'm going to review season 2, episode 5. I don't know why. Maybe because that's my birthday, 2/5, February 5th. So season 2, episode 5, I will review Sanford and Son if you watch this movie. That's how much I love this movie, Django. I don't care. I know it got a lot of slavery and a lot of blood, guts, and horror. This is still a love story to me. This is still a love story. The way he say is me, baby. And when he say, hey there, troublemaker. Ooh, what? You talk my husband? I ain't seen this man in umpteen years, and we've been separated. And my husband come out of nowhere talking about hey there, troublemaker, and it's me, baby. After I've been traumatized, taken away from my husband, beaten, battered, and broke. This is a love story. This is a tragic love story, but it's a love. Well, not really tragic because they have a happy ending, but it's a love story. I'm gonna hit you up on IG when I get off here. Okay, cool. All right, thank you, Jay. Oh, Stephanie, yes. Like Danielle, this man been trying to get me to talk about Sanford and Son. Can I watch it for free? I don't know where you can get this movie from. I'm gonna be honest. It used to be on Netflix, and honestly, they used to have this movie on YouTube too, but you got to be careful with YouTube. Sometimes they'll have it, sometimes they'll take it off. Like right now, I think Love Jones is on YouTube right now. I'm thinking about reviewing Love Jones. I'm probably gonna review Set It Off. Any Black film, y'all let me know. Yeah, I hate this background. It's really messing up. But any Black film, classic Black film, let me know and I will review it. But I'm really feeling They Clone Tyrone, even though that's not a classic, but that is a Black film, so to speak. I really think I might do that one. And for sure, Vampire in Brooklyn. Let me see what else on my list. Yeah, I got a few. So let me know. One Guan, what it do, dice? You just missed the movie review. I reviewed the movie Django Unchained. So if you can't catch the playback, and if anyone who has not watched the movie, make sure you go back and watch the replay of this movie. I mean, the replay of this movie review, and then let me know what y'all think about the movie, because on this free website, what's the free website? Yeah, let Anthony. I think you will enjoy it. Like, I know you don't watch much, but I'm here to influence you to watch movies. Quori do My Count of Months. I feel like you mentioned this before. Let me write it down though again. I feel like I've heard it. Is this like, when did this movie come out? This movie come out in the 80s? I feel like this movie came out in the 80s or the 90s. I don't know. But I'm trying to stick with black. Is this a black film? Is this a black movie? Count of Monte Cristo. Okay, I wrote that one down. Let's see here. Soap to Jay, I remember Soap Today. I've watched, I streamed a lot of movies on that. Now with that, it's a lot you got to do though. It's a lot you got to do because it's like a lot of ads pop up with that particular website, Soap Today. Let me know if you can see this, Anthony IDK, if they will erase it or not, since it's a website. They might. I would say is Hamy's best movie in terms of acting. Okay. Well, I wrote it down, so, but I may not review that right away because I kind of want to get a lot of my black films out the way while I'm on a roll of, trying to get in the habit of bettering myself with these reviews, but I did good with this. So I can't believe I lasted almost 2 hours. So, but this, and like, I got notes written down and I barely used any of these notes, like barely. I wrote a lot of stuff down and I barely used any of these freaking notes that I wrote down. I wrote down an awful lot too. There was a lot of funny scenes. There was a lot of intense scenes. And I think I got through everything without even looking down at my paper like that. The original is the 80s, but I'm talking about the one with Jim Caviezel. Okay. 2002. Okay. The 2002 version. Let me write that down. Let me see. 2002 version. All right. I'll be watching movie the same day it goes to the theater on there. Oh, yeah. I think I've watched Saw on there. What other movie did I watch on there? I watched a few movies like the moment it comes out. I see it, Jay. 8 took a screen. Okay, cool. Well, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm really feeling they clone Tyrone. So I hope that is still on Netflix because I will probably need to go back and do my research on that one. But I seen it once. I only seen They Clone Tyrone once, but it was so freaking good. And it's a lot to unpack with that movie. And talk about conspiracy theorists and all kind of stuff. Like, that movie was super good. So let me know if y'all are feeling They Clone Tyrone. That will indeed be the next one. And then I'll do Vampire in Brooklyn, or probably vice versa, because I memorize some of the scenes in Vampire in Brooklyn more than I do with They Clone Tyrone. I just got to see if I can find these movies again. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix or Amazon Prime or something like that, or Prime Video. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, you guys, y'all see I'm trying to stretch out these last 2 minutes. I'm trying to get to 2 hours. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Anthony says something, do a ghost movie. So actually, Anthony, I'm trying to save like the horror movies, even though I done got away from stuff like that. I don't really be watching stuff like that anymore. But I'm trying to save that for October, because October, that's gonna be good. 13 Ghosts is gonna be. Now, 13 Ghosts is not scary, but when I was younger, when that movie first came out, I was so freaking scared of that movie. But watching it with adult eyes, it's not that scary. But yeah, I'm gonna do a poll for real during Halloween. We're gonna really get into some things. Again, I don't celebrate it, but I love October because of just fall season period, and I love being festive. So I'm gonna probably get into a few scary movies. Not too much though, child. We don't need all that negative, nasty energy over here. But I do want to make October fun, and I most definitely want to tap into like the scary movies. 13 Ghosts sounds pretty good though, because to me that one wasn't that scary. But yeah, I can probably do that. I'll probably get into that. When I was younger watching it, I was but yes, I literally watched it over as adult just to face my. Yeah, that movie just scared me. I'm not even gonna lie. The movie definitely scared me. But October, y'all are in for a treat. I'm gonna definitely do my big one in October with the horror films, because it's like you got to, like, it's October. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much. We have made it to the 2-hour mark. If you've made it this far, you are a real one, and I so appreciate all of my earthlings out there. Thank you so much. With 9 people in the chat, a lot of people chopping it up with me in the comment section. I held you guys' attention for this long, so thank you. But anyway, I will catch y'all in the next movie review. Again, this is every other Monday, so I can give myself a little break, or I might do it every Monday. It depends. But I will make sure I announce the movie maybe 2 or 3 days before I go live with it. So thank you guys. I am out. Hope y'all have a wonderful night. And make sure y'all catch the playback if you are catching this later, and make sure you put something down in the comment section. So bye. See you guys later.